Good afternoon. This is Dr. Casas. I want to take a moment as I straighten out the camera here. I want to take a moment and give a message to Los Angeles. The message is this: deep breaths and level heads must prevail. The riots that are going on right now are wrong. No good will come of them. Period. I realize there's an immigration issue. And the idea that federal law enforcement cannot come to California and actually do their job in the state of California, that's madness. That will never occur. California should never have passed what they call a sanctuary state statute, because what that really means is that you're allowing people to break federal law in this state. That's wrong. That's not what right looks like. Next theme. Your ability to protest ends where my First Amendment rights also begin. So if you're blocking streets and I can't drive on that street, that's not a protest. That's criminal behavior. Attacking police officers, criminal behavior. Destroying cars, criminal behavior. Shutting down freeways, that's criminal behavior. All of that, as soon as you limit my First Amendment rights, that's wrong, because yours don't outweigh mine. And any newscaster or any politicians in Los Angeles, all the way up to Governor Newsom, who are calling this a protest, you're either grossly misguided or you're incompetent. These are not protests, these are riots. And for the newscasters that call these protests, again, you're misguided or you're incompetent. And the idea that you say they're peaceful as we see flames behind you, it's ridiculous. We need calmer heads to prevail. And you're not helping the situation when you make these kinds of irresponsible statements. Moving on. This statement to Miss State Senator Susan Rubio, Congressman Gil Cisneros, since I live in this area. Both of you should be calling for deep breaths and for cooler and level heads to prevail. Neither of you have done that for whatever reason. Again, a complete failure of leadership. Lastly, I have a plan to fix immigration. I have a plan that will protect our wonderful immigrants and also protect the national security of the United States of America. Both are critical. For those of you who are finger pointing at President Trump, let me remind you, President Biden had control of the Senate and the Congress for 2 years. He did nothing. In fact, he said there was nothing he could do, if you all recall. Prior to that, President Obama created DACA, completely unconstitutional. I could literally go back to the 1970s when Cesar Chavez was calling people who entered our country illegally, he was calling them wetbacks. No doubt immigration has to be fixed. I have a plan, again, that will protect our wonderful immigrants and protect the national security of the United States of America. It's got to do both. For those of you who bicker with me, where was the due process for Lake and Riley? Or Jocelyn Nangari, or Molly Tibbetts, when they were all kidnapped, beat up, raped, and murdered? Where was their First Amendment right? Where was their due process? We've got to come together to fix this issue. We cannot go down this avenue. It's tearing our country apart. And for me, my parents immigrated here legally. This is absolutely affecting me because I want to do something for our immigrants. Lastly, to Congressman Gil Cisneros, sir, I will debate you anytime, anywhere. You're incompetent. You've never lived in the area. If you had not won the lottery in the sum of $266 million, no one would care about you. Then you ran for Congress out in Chino Hills. You won. You were so horrible, they booted you after 2 years. For whatever bizarre reason, even though you were grossly not qualified, President Biden made you a direct appointee as an Undersecretary of Defense for Readiness. And you have the honor of now being the worst Undersecretary of Defense for Readiness in the history of our country. You're incompetent. You have no way ahead on these issues. And as I shared with you in person, I'll debate you anytime, anywhere. I have a solution. I need the seat. I'm running for the seat. You have never lived here. I'm glad you live in Newport Beach. If I had not grown up here, and if I wasn't running for Congress, I'd probably buy a beautiful home out in Newport Beach like you did. But it also shows that you don't give a darn about anyone. You're another pariah politician. And if you have the backbone to meet me on a debate stage, I will dismantle you. In closing, my name is Dr. Casas. Stay close to Christ.